All right, so welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday, except it's Wednesday, whatever Wednesday Media Moguls is. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing today. I brought more coffee. This is what I know. I have this. We have Burst of Energy. Burst of Energy. Have we? Nice coffee mug, by the way. That's fantastic. Have we met before?
No, we have never met.
I feel like Jimmy just set us up on a blind date right now, and I'm not mad because Jimmy knows some freaking badass people. So, like, ordinarily, the way we start interviews, I just like, generally ask people to, start from the beginning and tell me everything. And like, this is like for real because I need the answer. Start from the beginning and tell us everything.
About my wax journey, I guess.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, everything you want to. But yeah, especially about your wax journey, what you're up to, who the fuck Burst of Energy is, the good shit.
Okay. Yeah, big gamer when I was a kid. So I grew up in a, less fortunate family, I guess you would say. Spam, craft dinner every weekend. Mom was making tuna sandwiches and mushroom soup. You eat it. It tastes good. It tastes good, right? So,
and it's weird how much that becomes sort of like comfort food now. Like I still eat macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. Which is like, it's terrible. But yeah, so sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, and I was always a collector as a kid. I think when I was like in grade 3, I'm pretty sure I had most of the Pokemon cards. I was missing Charizard. I had the Blastoise, I had the Venusaur. Anyways, I don't know what happened. It got stolen from me when I was a kid. So like I've had a fair bit of my good collectibles stolen as a kid. So I'm a collector in life. I work at oil and gas, but collect video games. And I was doing the Marvel Collect cards on Apple. There's no money in it. There is, but not much. Like you might pull a Belter card and head over to eBay and sell it for some money, but that's about it. You're not getting anything else.
Right. Not like pulling up like a mint number 1 freaking legendary and suddenly you're sitting on $500. You're like, wait, exactly. What?
yeah, no shit. So I think COVID just hit last year when COVID hit and I got an email about the GPKs. And I sent it to my buddy who trades Bitcoin, right? Because I'm like totally out of the loop with crypto at this point in time. And I'm like, dude, like, what do you think of this? And he's like, I don't know. It looks all right. The volume's crap. He's dealing with Bitcoin. So he's like, yeah, it just looks like another shit token. I was like, okay, cool, man. Thanks a lot. So he calls me on the GPK day and he goes, did you buy any packs? I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You just roasted the shit out of this place. He's like, I just went and bought a bunch. So I go look and all the mega packs are gone. There's still the mini packs. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I think I got 6 packs and then I just dove in and I was off work at the time and I just kept grinding every night. I'd bring my friends and family in, people that are trusted people. And I said, look, you guys want to come try something else? And it's blowing up astronomically for us. There's 2 guys in the group that now work in the space for teams and quit their jobs. I have 2 other guys who have quit their jobs fully because of the income they're making off alien worlds. And like, just, it's insane just how fast it's gone. And I've just applied my general collecting likes and capabilities to the wax space and just keep grinding, So that's kind of a general idea of how I got here, I kind of think I'm like sort of public enemy number 1 when it comes to other influences. I got a big fucking mouth. That's another problem.
Have you met Ken Bozak? I mean, it's almost a prerequisite at this point.
I have not.
Oh shit. Okay, you would get along. He also has a very big mouth, and he'll just honestly sometimes he just drops bombs because he knows he can do it. Like it's ridiculous.
My community knows how I feel about Bozak.
All right. Oh, yeah, listen to this.
I know. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Yeah, that's me. I don't know, man.
What are you a fan of?
In the space? Okay, so as far as like seeing teams and like the way they're grinding, ultra rare. The whole Writer would be another team that's just going above and beyond. Man. It's tough. It's funny because this is the first time we met, but like in the space, it's really tough because I felt like a lot of those corporate guys that came into the space that knew a quick way to get a quick buck and other crypto came over here and started pamping it up, trying to get in, get out, move on to the next project and go on. And transparency was tough here early in the wax space. It was very tough, tough. And like, growing up in a poor family, like, sure, we were blowing up about 10 to 20 wax sales daily last year. Oh, I just had a 20 wax sale. Fuck yeah. 3 cents. I'm fucking balling. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? So you think you're the shit. And then, you swap the shoes a year later and you're like, okay, I'm making, 1,000 to 5,000 wax trades now all the time. But then there's people in my community that are, making those 10 to 20 wax trades and they feel good about it. You got to consider the fact that somebody might be chasing $1,000, but somebody else might be chasing 10 cents on the other side of the world, because that 10 cents could feed them for the day. You know what I mean? So,
well, and that, I feel like that marketplace, when properly architected, and I feel like, the fact that it's happening means that we're doing decently there. It just, that fills me with hope. That means that if somebody, in the Philippines or wherever, right, where that, 5 to 10 wax sale is the way we felt about it 6 months ago, right? Like that, like, holy shit, is this real? Like, what?
Yeah,
they can start scaling up in exactly the same way. So like the boundaries and the heights that can be attained by literally anyone on the face of the earth, like that floor is getting leveled in a very real way, at least in our ecosystem.
totally.
But I mean, at least start somewhere, right?
Totally. Yeah. And like, that's the thing. Like, I think right now we're in a slow period on wax and atomic in general. It's actually been going up the last couple of days. And then the trading with wax on Binance and all that has gone up astronomically since the Binance trade. But last year, it, because I know you've been here for a long time. There was like 3 months of nothing. And then you get a month of explosion, then you're back to 3 months of nothing. I think those periods are getting less frequent, and it's turning into like a 3 month of explosion with a month down, because right now we're in a bit of a lull. A lot of people took those Aether loads and then blew them early. Yeah. Started investing everything. And now they're like, I can't invest in anything. Well, you invested in a lot of things that need time to make something for you guys.
That's right. I think you're totally right. Like, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, I was, once you're getting 1,000 wax per million Aether, you're like, I was selling half the whole time.
Of course, I was too.
Right. I mean, that's because like, and again, like, I think I'm excited about our planet because I know some of the things that are coming, not being built by them. And we're building one of them, and I think they're gonna do fine, right?
I don't.
Are they gonna get up to that? Yeah. Are they gonna get back up to that level for Aether? I mean, probably not, especially not with the Aether mooning at the same time, right? But like, who fucking cares? Like,
if it comes back to a third of what it was, which I think it probably will. Yeah, even a tenth.
And when it comes back to a tenth, wax is gonna be 10 times more valuable. Right. Like there's a whole lot of potential upside there, but you're right. Like, I got into like not huge positions or anything. I got a Green Rabbit and, a couple of the other ones. And, these teams have pretty good visions, really good teams, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's one of the most frustrating things in the space, like, grabbing things and then everyone like, oh, my buddy made, XYZ on Alien Worlds. Yeah. It took a year, you stupid fuck. Oh. Sit down.
For sure. So we've got a group called the Atomic Kings, and I'm not going to shade anyone, but I am very adamant to my group when they buy certain things. I'm like, look, you might want to hold on to that. You might want to hold on to that. So one of these guys has the third lowest Alien Worlds land sale, a part of our group. I think he sold it for $150.
Ouch.
So now he's looking at us on the outside going, fuck, I should have listened to you guys. And because I think the lowest is like $8,500.
Yeah, dude, like I sold one for $800 back in the day, and I thought I was stealing from the guy. Like, I was like, this can't be this good. Like, right? And now, like, fuck. Like, I gave one away.
No way, did you?
Yeah, well, to a really good friend. The guy who created the first gratitude monument in the Uplift. I gave him one of my 3 Alien Worlds lands.
That's huge.
And I don't regret it. I mean, that
that rocks.
He changed the course of a lot of things by just doing that one really positive thing. Like that, the flapping of that particular butterfly wing was pretty profound.
Fucking A. Yeah, right on. No, that's awesome. I want to give you guys a shout out because I was talking to it's funny, you're part of the Uplift team, right? Core?
Yeah, I'm the founder.
Right on. So I'm going to give you a shout out because I am sleeping on Uplift. My boys have invested fairly well in Uplift, but I was talking to a friend who works up north at the rigs here. I'm in Alberta, Canada, so it's oil and gas and all that shit.
Dude, I lived for like almost 10 years in Edmonton. Cheers.
Oh, okay. So I'm in Calgary.
Yeah.
So the guys up north at Fort Mac and all that.
Yes, I do. I used to do gigs up there. I drank way too much tequila with those guys.
Yeah. No, okay, sure. So he's texted me and he's like, hey, man, I'm investing in crypto. I've been doing this and that. And he's starts rambling on. And then at the end of the conversation, he's like, yeah, I've been watching this Uplift World. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, how are you hearing about it? He's like, yeah, I just need to know where to go. So we've sent him in his way down Telegram, but this is just some hard-nosed welder, dirty as fuck, and he's playing Uplift World in his camp room. You know, I'm like, oh shit,
Dude,
you're
that's
actually
awesome.
Yeah, it's so I'm giving you guys a shout out because it's working. You guys are reaching
I really, really appreciate that. And really, like, land is still idiotically cheap in Uplift and London. And yeah, I had a feeling that rewards would probably start spiking that a little bit sooner. But like the active play rewards, like the people that are like, I think it's Aki Bro. This guy was one of the top earners as a player. Of course, our concern is we've got a whole team now that basically just is looking for the people that are like AFK wandering around trying to like game the system or whatever, right?
Right.
And to anyone doing that, we will find you and you will get banned permanently.
Of course.
So just enjoy that.
Of course.
But this dude was like called to my attention, like, do you know this guy? Because like it looks like he just capped out because you can only earn so much. It's basically like playing all fucking week or whatever, right? And I actually had seen him. I'd seen him a bunch. Like, no, this guy's literally wandering around. My father-in-law got in the game for the first time
this last weekend. These guys too, yeah, it's funny,
dude, right? Like, so my father-in-law gets in, and like I gave him one of my pieces of land. Or like we're like building a fucking tunnel and doing it, like carving this thing out or whatever. And Aki Bro shows up, and like my father-in-law, he's a gamer, but holy shit, he has no clue what he's doing, right? So we're like digging out a basic thing and teaching him how to make an iron pickaxe, that kind of thing. And the guy like drops like a I don't know, legendary status, whatever the spellbound freaking diamond pickaxe thing. He's literally just going around exploring and helping people. I'm like, yep, that's the perfect kind of iteration of sort of what we intended for season 1, right? Season 2, we're gonna be tracking a whole bunch of shit. We're not gonna tell you what it is. But season 1 was kind of always going to be about travel.
Catch a predator, you're getting him.
Get him. He's the perfect example of just beautifully exploring everything and helping everyone. Like that's right, sign me the fuck up. Just fire that in my veins.
I think you guys took people watching to a whole nother level.
Well, and
you can just watch Minecraft.
We almost teamed up with we offered teaming up with Jonah way back in the day.
Yeah.
When we were first booting this thing up, he used to, work up Minecraft servers. And he said, like, the biggest thing, the reason why they stopped is they were making these amazing builds and nobody ever saw them. So, like, at the base layer, we're now creating this sort of this ability to create art and then sell it or sell tickets, right? Yeah. Everybody who comes by and hangs out at your experience or at your piece of art or whatever, you're getting a little bit of uplifting rewards. And just as context, and we're going to figure out some cool tracking for season 2, I think, so that people can track per land. We accidentally released the numbers for each one of everybody's land in the for Upliftium this time. So I lost my mind. I was like, I need to know which ones these are. And my team was like, yeah, dummy, we're working on that. It's going to be season 2.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Right. But my best piece of land was literally 1,000 times a better earner than my worst.
Gotcha.
1,000 times. Right.
That's
so people
crazy.
Building experiences and building reasons for people to come out to their land, you guys are going to win.
Yeah,
flat out.
That's just it. Like, and I think like games like that, even though I'm not like a huge fan of Minecraft, games like that will do well because of once we get some healthy organic movement within these games, these tokens and all that stuff, you'll have projects burying shit in that land and you'll be like, oh shit, one of my favorite projects is actually doing something in here. So I'm going to head on over there and dabble into it. That's the thing. There's like so many fucking projects here. I guarantee there's going to be 1 or 2 that are on that platform at some point in time, and you'll be balls deep in there trying to get those NFTs.
Yep,
it's really cool.
Within 6 months, I think at a maximum that'll be happening.
Totally, and
people are already building galleries already, right? So you build a gallery, throw up some high def pictures and QR codes, and people are starting to sell stuff right now. It's just started, but it's getting there. By the way, Sammy Snake just said, "Burst of energy, the legend himself. Rub your mustache on me." Gulp.
Here you go, buddy.
Oh,
there
yeah.
I gave you a little rub, bud.
That's
just exciting. For you, bud.
Damn. All right. I feel like, it's all downhill from here.
No, I'm in a good mood.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So, to your buddy, from the founder of the Uplift, cheers. And it's really, really exciting that people up in my old haunt. And again, I didn't hang out in Fort Mac very much, but the few times I was there, I don't remember.
Yeah, you're usually in a 6x6 cell, anyways, right?
Oh yeah. So the one I can't remember the place that we played at, but it was like a hotel venue strip club.
Okay.
And so the first time we played there, I was just playing bass in a touring band back then. So like we pull up this thing, okay, whatever. It's like, hey, dude, like it's like Pornopalooza this weekend. Like, is this the venue? Are you sure this is the place? We get in there, we're setting up, and the stage's out there, and the dance floor is right in front of us, right? And it's literally where all the strippers are doing their thing in the afternoon. And so we're setting up, and like, the strippers are in front of us, and I'm like, this is fucked up, dude. Like, what the hell?
It is fucked up. It's
really messed up. And then, they literally just pulled the stripper stage underneath the stage for when we're gonna go on, which of course means there's a giant pole in the middle of it, which is highly entertaining. And then it was just a nightclub. And I'm like, well, it's an efficient use of space at the very least.
Yeah,
like,
no, they're just making use of that.
Freaking Fort Mac.
Well, yeah, you hear the funniest stories up there. Like, we had a -40 day. You've got the regular workers in one shed, and you've got the foremans in one shed. And all the foremans, it was 2 days of -40. They went and ordered some escorts. One paid with email transfer. Okay, one of these guys paid one of them with email transfer. Well, she went and found all his information and said, look, you'll pay double or I'll tell your wife. What are you fucking doing paying in email transfer? All your information goes right to her, so you hear fucking wild shit like that all the fucking time up there.
Yeah, the camps are messed up.
Oh, they are, man. They are, man.
That's for sure.
Everybody's chasing a system that's kind of broken right now, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Yeah. It's a lot more fun to be on the side where we're, innovating and attempting to create a system that's just fundamentally better.
Without fucking people trying to take every corner of money that they fucking can to produce what? There's no oil here. There's no resources here. We're producing dope NFTs. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is.
And it's attention and human network over time, right? And so, it actually makes so much sense and value too, because it's like all lumped into. It's like we gave away another 40,000 wax worth of rewards this week. We're gonna do it again a little bit smaller next week, and that's. All of that was brought in by people getting the Genesis NFTs. Right. So we raised like 1 million wax back in the beginning, and our mysterious benefactor threw in another 1 million, and so we're sitting on like 2.2 million wax that we can give away. That's where that's slowly going to degrade over time, but Uplithium is just getting better all the time, right? So I'm seeing them basically swapping at some point. But like, there's all the best. My favorite projects are taking segments of their revenue or their initial sales or whatever, and basically like providing ways to get that value out of the community in significant ways, and or just even like NFT mining, all this kind of stuff, right? Like, it's rewarding people for being in the space and supporting the projects that need the support in the beginning. Like, we would be nowhere without the support that we got at the start.
Totally. And that's like, I've got a smaller project, and my community knows it. I'm not pumping it up or pamping it up for millions.
What is it though?
It's the Atomic Kings.
Oh, that's the actual project? Okay.
Yeah, it's just that's our smaller project. It just kicked off, man. Like, the guys would wake up one day, and we, like I said, family, friends, and they're like, let's roll with the Tommy Kings. Let's make this public. So I said, all right, let's go and let's roll with it. So, low mints, low counts, stuff like that. I'm not pumping out 2,000 at $20 a pop every week. That's not my forte. And I just generally want to give back as much as I can. And like, with where I'm going with this is, we've loaded up the business account with return tokens through all these other games, and my holders will get some of these tokens in time. I'm just going to let it grow and organically feed back to my community as much as I can.
Yeah. I think I have a deep suspicion that is like building an engine, right? And over time, you guys, as the guys who started that project, you can take revenue from that, and you deserve it. Yeah, but it can be a thing that serves the whole community while that 100%. Happens, right?
100%,
which is pretty fun.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So I just feel blessed in this space. I have so much going for me, and then there's a couple guys on my team that are the same way, and we're just like, we don't need anything from our project except to give back as much as we can. Like, his dad, I've told a few other people, but his dad, we told him about Alien Worlds, and his dad goes and looks at some articles, and then he comes back, and this is 2-3 nights before the Binance flip. He went and dropped 480,000 American, and we're all in the chat
before watching. The Binance flip.
before the Binance
So
flip.
he's fucking loaded.
He was like 2.5, 3 times the next day all of his purchases. And yeah, so it's just funny. You can imagine we didn't have a public group at the time. It was just all of our friends, and we're like, holy shit, look at Reed's dad going off every 10 minutes. Oh shit, he bought another one. Holy fuck, here he goes. 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, just throwing down all this wax.
That's amazeballs.
He's fucking smart, man. His dad last week went into Farmer's World and got 75 packs right off the secondary right away. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's smart, man. Yeah,
he's not messing around. Yeah, I haven't had time to look into Farmer's World, but it seems like it's pretty legit.
Yeah, it is. Look, I think a lot of projects are going to be pretty fucking legit here soon.
Agreed.
I got my eyes on Battle Miners. I've got my eyes on Green Rabbit. Nefty, Space Heroes, Prospectors, even Dark Country, Breeders, Nova Rally. I can go right through that whole list, and everyone that's pretty much a game in the top 40 will probably have something to offer.
And this is the thing, like. And I hope that, because most of the people here, I think fall into this category, but don't feel like you need to rush.
Exactly.
Right? Like Green Rabbit, I'm not expecting Green Rabbit to be super interesting for 2 years.
Me too.
Right?
Me too.
And maybe sooner. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Right? Like, all of this stuff, I'm building for the top of the next crypto cycle. Because that's when, like, if you do it even half decently, you're done. Money's over. Do something else.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever have to use my ticket ever again, man. Like the way things are going, I'm really happy. I'm really happy right now.
That's good, man.
Yeah, that's what the wife. She supported me from the get go. At first, she was like, meh, and then I think it was like December last year. She's like, okay, this is actually really starting to blow up. So she kind of has a small job for me while she does her schooling. So she's doing schooling, and I just pay her a couple hours a week to do some management for me because I get so fucking behind on so many things. Dude. It's very easy.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of which, we should probably do some gratitudes. We got Sean in here.
I got some giveaways too, man. For
all
sure.
Right.
Do you have a giveaway account that I can send it to, or?
Yeah, you can just send it to KZ. I'll put it in the private chat here.
Right on. You can keep one yourself.
If you want to do creative links, either way.
Yeah, I could do creative links. I feel like you probably. How many people you got watching you right now?
22.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I'll do creative links.
Okay.
I'll do creative links, guys. If I'm dropping links in the chat, please don't take more than one. Wait till somebody else gets some.
And you'll need to drop them in the private chat, or I guess if you're watching on YouTube, you can do it there too. You'll probably need me to drop the link. So yeah, just drop them in the private chat, and I'll throw them in the.
Sounds good.
In the chat. All right. In the meantime, I know I should be walking up the stairs to get more rewards, but I'm too impatient, and this is why everyone beats me in the wax rewards.
Really? So you can't fly around. It's steps.
Yeah, we track steps, running, and minecart travel, and for this season, that's it. Yeah, we just wanted to balance it between the creative and the survival worlds. So, what are you grateful for today?
What's that, brother?
What are you grateful for today? I'm going to throw it up on one of the monuments.
What am I grateful for today?
Yeah.
My support system. Let's say that. I think. Awesome. I'll post one in the private link here. Private chat. Boom, boom. So these are Dinger Club badges. When we do our pack sale in October, you will have a whitelist shot at getting a pack. Also, our collab pieces that come in, you will have whitelist instantly for stuff like that. So, example, we just we're doing our third card today, actually. Before the crypto crash yesterday morning, I said I'll offer it to you guys for 50 wax. And I'm going to honor that. And the same thing with another collab drop. So they are stakeable on Wax Arena. And we do have you'll probably miss out on the card drop because that's going to be accounted for. It's a small series and it's for my early adapters. But the collab piece is 8.5 wax on Thursday. So it'll probably get you some PP. I think it's 30 or 40 PP points. Relatively, you're making money there based off where everybody set the market right now. if you get what I'm saying. As
All
far as
right.
the Wax Arena token, it's one of those things you don't know what the value is. It's not on Alcor yet, but people are buying based off what they think it'll be, if that makes sense.
It does, which
Yeah.
is super fun. Super fun. Hey, what can you tell me about Wax Arena? I got a bunch of stuff on there, but I haven't really been paying too much attention.
So long story short, it's a battle game where you will do, I'm assuming, where you will set up different builds. Let's say you have 3 builds and you will be able to battle with those guys so many times throughout the day. They will have a cooldown bar where you'll have to wait so many hours to send them down the battle lane again or whatever. You'll gain their token, or you'll gain NFTs attached to their game. They're going to have their own store as well, where you can buy NFTs with their token. And all of the NFTs you have stay in your wallet. I think that's the biggest appeal to people, is the fact that you don't have to take it from your wallet and put it into a system like Our Planets.
Yeah.
So, I think that was the appeal on it. I think here's the thing. I think a lot of teams are behind on their timing and their presentation as far as, getting things done, because they don't understand the hiccups that come with it, which I totally grant them that. I'm like, I understand. I understand if you're going to say you need a month, but it turns into 3. Like, I understand that. But the average collector or the average, guy that's chasing the 2 wax a day is not going to understand that.
But honestly, you know why? This is why I don't announce anything that we have going on, like an end date, until it's finished.
Makes sense, man. Yeah, no,
it's not going to do it.
Right? Yeah,
right.
No,
and it's going to take as long as it's going to take. Even
when you're like, oh yeah, it might be done soon, that's still a bad answer, because some guys, are like, what, soon? Next week? They're like all over you. It's like, well, soon could be a month. No, next week.
It took me a really long time to learn that, because there's no answer that doesn't make more fun. Right. And totally. Which is really annoying, because in the beginning, our community was so tight that I could just have conversations with them and it was fine. But the more challenging and the more people showed up, it just more of that really entitled speculator energy shows up, and it's interesting to navigate.
Yeah, no, it's no fun. I did post that link in there. If you want to post it for people, I'll post it.
I did. Yeah, I did in the comments already.
Cool. I'm going to post another one. These are all, you can use them all on Wax Arena. I give them all away. Yeah, so right now I'm chasing the tubes for cogs. I don't know if you've been into your cogs at all. I know they're talking about a staking period in October for the tubes. So I went ham. I went ham on the foil series 3 cogs, because people were dumping them for 5 to 10 wax, and the returns on a foil set are astronomical. Opposed to all the other sets. Opposed to all the other sets. They're tough though. They're tough. Okay, so cogs 1. I went after a foil set. I felt like a boss, and I'm like, I'm awesome. I get down to the last 2. And there's one of them only been minted twice. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I go look at who's got it. One guy, he only logged in the first day of Cogs 1, and he's never been back before, so I'll never hear from that guy. Yeah. The other guy, he's just a prick. So I had to give up on that whole fucking set, because, it defeated me. So this go on Cogs 3, because Cogs 2 I didn't go too heavy into, but Cogs 3, I was like, fuck it. I'm taking as many foils as I can. I want foils. I think I got 700 foils in the Series 3 there, but I went after them hard. And this morning I finished my first foil set, so I'm very fucking happy about that today.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm all about the tubes right now. I got my eyes on Fightland. I got my eyes on Golden Cage. Those are those 2 fighting games that are coming. I don't know if you've seen those.
I haven't heard. Hold on. I got to start writing this shit down. You say Fightland?
Yeah, Fightland and Golden Cage.
Man, this space is going to get so competitive.
It is. And I think it's good. I think it's great.
Really good. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. We had Immersus on, Dan from Immersus.
Oh, right on.
The other little metaverse thing that's popping up. I'm super fucking fascinated with what they're doing.
Yeah, I think you both could do well. You know what I mean?
We're 100%. Yeah, no, I'm all about, the rising tide's going to lift all boats. So anything I do to help anybody, we're just going to do. And there's so much learning and capacity for collaboration that it just makes it a lot more fun. But yeah, they're doing amazing. They're doing an open house on Saturday. We're actually going to have them on. We're going to do a special show Saturday morning.
Sick.
Basically, yeah. Anybody who wants to get in, you can get in. And it's interesting too, because they're one of the things that popped out at me. We should be able to get one of our uplift builds as a voxel, like and build it in Immersis. So we're gonna try and figure that out.
I was just gonna ask that if you guys are able to cross them like that.
Right.
Awesome.
It should be really interesting.
So will I be able to like go through a door there to come right into Uplift
No,
World?
because different games, right?
Fuck. One day.
Everyone wants that, and I totally get it. But
Yeah.
we would have to be on the same gaming platform, like right now, like watching what they've been doing in Unity. We're looking at. We're not in a hurry on this. I think the tech, we're gonna wait for the tech to get a lot more prevalent. But moving a 3D voxel into a game like Immersis, or into a world like Immersis, has been on my personal roadmap since we started, because the way that these things are architected, there's no reason why we couldn't bootstrap everything into Unity at some point.
Well,
or
that's
fork
the thing,
it, right? So like that's where it's headed, like 2, 3, 4 years down the road.
100%. What there's got to be a way to put a QR code somewhere and another QR code somewhere, and then have both your games open and have them react differently by scanning that. I know
both open. I didn't think of that.
It's funny because I get it, because I think this space is moving a lot fucking faster than the tech is. The tech is, you know what I mean? And
which is good, right? For the longest time, the tech in blockchain was so far ahead of what anybody was using it for. And so, so that's kind of fun. But now, like we're in gaming, and our desire to network all these games together, games in the gaming industry hasn't really been on the radar, right? They don't make in their siloed corporate universes, they don't make any more money.
Exactly.
They don't see the upside in that, right?
Totally.
Whereas, the people that figure that out in blockchain gaming will end up building the platforms that make Microsoft look small.
100%, because that's you hit it right on the head, because like I say that too all the time. I say, okay, these games, they come out, Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever. Mm-hmm. They have a set agenda. Okay, we're gonna make this game, we're gonna give you 4 updates over 2 years. Okay, people think that's awesome, people think that's great, and then you get through the 2 years, you will never see an update again on that. These blockchain games are here for 5, 10, 20, 30 years if they can be. You know what I mean? And they will constantly pump updates out as much as they can. And the cool thing is about this space is we're not so fucking picky. We'll see these cross collabs that you don't see on Microsoft. You know, all these other companies fighting for a gun right or a name fucking right. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Little do they know, we got this going on over here, and people are making money playing games. So it's going to change that a lot.
Absolutely.
Mainstream gaming, I think, in 10 years.
Yeah, I think there's we were talking to a few sort of Wall Street investor types, and they were talking about projects that are getting stood up now whose sole purpose is to basically get these bigger games feet wet in the in the blockchain and NFT space. And it'll be interesting to see them produce stuff. Like they're going to pre-stuff at volume because they can.
Of course.
I think the best thing for us is that it's going to be onboarding people into our system, and they'll find out that those are the worst projects in the space, right? Just like the ones that are bringing the least value. Now, granted, like some of them will get it right, and start doing some amazing things, and that'll just be better onboarding. And all the while, all these sort of 10 major games that are coming up on Wax right now, and there's more, are going to be going crazy. And, we'll be linking DeFi into everything. And, it's just going to be a big, huge metaverse sandwich.
Yeah, totally. And you won't get that anywhere else in the real world.
Nope. Like, what's even close in the real world? Is like anything at all?
No, it's so saturated with bullshit fucking news,
Dude.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm very happy here, and then I'll read constant. You know how Alberta is. I'll read constant shit where I'm like, people are wasting time on that. Like, they're miserable. You know what I mean? Dude. And they're out protesting this. I'm like, if you really grab life by the balls, you can find something special. You can.
I think this is another opportunity for us just to end the show right there. I completely. I actually used to do like a news and politics and science podcast, and I can't do it anymore.
Really? Like, I took poli-sci at Mount Royal for a bit. Yeah. Fuck, I couldn't do it,
dude, for a long time. And really, and my Facebook feed is kind of a reflection of that past. Yep. And now I can't go there because I fucking hate everybody. Like, totally. Living in this space now with all you crazy badass motherfuckers who will imagine something and then go do it. Right? Such a simple thing, completely different from what everyone else is doing. completely different, right?
Totally.
Like it's just, what am I going to be force fed to be rage tweeting about 5 minutes from now is like literally the cycle that most people are going through. And it like, this is the only, depending on what you believe, I think we should all assume this is the only life we're ever actually going to get. And I wasted so much time.
No,
and accomplishing nothing, right? Like, and you feel like maybe, you're taking a stand and you want to try and accomplish something or affect somebody or have discourse where someone will be convinced of something, which has never happened in the history of the internet ever. Not one time, right?
Yeah.
It's tragic the amount of time that I personally wasted doing that. And I'm excited that, for all the, 22 people that are here with us now, because you guys, I think, are in the right spot to do something really, really, badass and amazing with your life.
Totally. And I think what a lot of the people forget is that they see all these other projects doing things and all these other people doing things, and they're like, fuck, I'm going to miss the train. Well, don't drown yourself in the work that you feel like you've backed yourself up on. Learn as much as you can in this space. If you don't hit your numbers, just keep grinding. And like I say this, some communities have 5,000 members. Some communities have 100 members.
Yep.
You're going to have to build your drops around your members and build it up. Sure, if your next drop, you're at 100 people and you bring on 5 more collectors, that's 105. That's fucking growth in this space. And if you keep catering to those 105, you'll do fine long term.
It's true. And really start building for the next peak. And again, like, we don't know if NFTs are really going to suffer that much from the next crypto winter. I think, the companies that just keep going and ignore the price of cryptocurrency around the ecosystem. I mean, we're all going to benefit when wax goes to $5. Like, woohoo, great, right? That'll be temporary, right? It'll be how people weather that will dictate who lasts through the winter. And that's always been true in crypto, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a good amount. I wouldn't say all NFTs, but there are a good amount of NFTs that will hold value even when crypto drops. It'll still be worth that dollar value. Yeah, it's a cool thing about NFTs.
Great. Oh, hey, Jimmy's here.
Right on. Battle Miners is one you'll want to check out, Corey, as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Battle Miners. Thank you. I'm writing that down.
What's up, Jimmy?
Like the people that are building for 4 years from now, right? Like that. Those are the ones that I'm really paying attention to now. And you could start something right now with nothing, just a good idea, right? And exactly your point. If you're starting with a community of 100 people and you build something for and with them, it's going to work over time. Like, you can keep building that up and grinding and get to wherever you want to get.
For sure.
Unless you're starting another fucking avatar project, in which case you're totally fucked.
Yeah, you got to have something attached to that.
Right? I mean, it's you have to be building a community, like an epic value in that community, and then slap an avatar on that, then you might do well. But otherwise, you're just one of 6,000 projects and you're going to go away.
Which is interesting, because I think if some projects on Wax head over to ETH and do the avatar project based off their community, they'll do quite well. Because then they can just go, look, we're over here on Wax building something. Come hang out. When the bridge opens up, you can bring your tribute based over and come hang out as well.
I've heard crazier ideas. Yeah. It's totally possible. I mean,
I'm not a fan of the avatar projects, but
no, I want to own this right off the bat. Like, Hustle House is one of my favorite people on earth. He, got into Bored Apes. He's crushing it with that stuff. And so I have never understood the avatar type stuff.
Yeah.
To the point where my opinion should really matter. My basic thing is when you have a situation where it's not the inflation in a project, it's the inflation of projects. There's hundreds of them, and there's one coming out every 6 hours. That ends in a very specific way, and it's not with the numbers going up. No. Right? That's just automatically. It's. I mean, we also have the price of Aether. It's the same equation, right? 100%. But those things, like, the Bored Ape community, because of the way they're focusing on piling value and network effect and networking and community period and events and yada yada yada. Like, I could totally see them surviving through the winter just on that, right? Because, like, the value of Bored Apes is definitely going to come down at some point, but network value doesn't have to.
Totally. If you can make that one person in the group feel like he's a part of the group, you're doing something special. But the thing is, you have to consider everybody, and it's tough because you have these this disconnect of, you know, language barriers, communication, what's proper, what's not proper, you know, because like other guys on the other side of the world, I get it. They call me sir a lot in chats. It's respectful, totally respectful. I get it. It's respectful. But fuck, over here in Canada, if somebody calls me fucking sir, I lose my shit. I'm not some old fucking man.
I'm the same way. Like,
you know what I mean?
When I started Shibble, like the Filipinos showed up, like, and just started making like the worst memes on the face of the earth. That's really what that token was about. It's just like memes. I said, hey, if you make any kind of meme with this, and this on it, I'm gonna pay you some Shibble. And they made them. And they were fucking bad. Just terrible. But I love them to death. And like, and it was exactly the same thing. They would start calling me sir. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to have a little talk. Like, for real. Just stop. Makes me feel weird. Okay,
just call me Corey, please. Yeah, right at the end. Yes. Okay, sir. It's like, fuck. No, and I get it. They're trying to be respectful.
100%.
Totally are.
It's a beautiful thing. And that language barrier too, I think, you know, I had a situation just this morning where somebody was coming across as, you know, the whole entitled speculator energy bullshit on Twitter. And it ended up being like kind of 50%, just language barrier, right? The supporter just like had a question and just, you know, the translator, maybe that's what it is. Google Translator is a fucking asshole is really what it boils down to. And when they throw things out there, it's terrible. Anyway, so Sean, apparently there's only 12 likes on this. It's 25 people, so only half of you.
There's 20 now.
There's 20. All right, cool. All right. Anyway, Jimmy, what the fuck? How you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, one of us had to oversleep, so I'm glad it was me this time. No, my 1-year-old, she wanted me to put her to bed, and I guess I fell asleep too, which is kind of funny. Yeah. So, and I woke up, and exactly when it was in the comments, it's like, hey, it seems really dark and really quiet. Oh fuck, I'm supposed to be on stream. Oh god damn it, ends burst. I'm missing burst. God damn it. I've never missed streams. I was really pissed.
That's okay, man. I owe you because I flaked out twice. The one was totally excusable. The second one was not. First one, Jimmy texted me. I think it was like 12:30. I don't drink a lot. I don't really drink much, but I was out drinking because we're playing slow pitch. And Jimmy texted me, "Yeah, we're on at 6:30." I'm like looking at my phone. My eyes are doing this. It's 12:30 in the morning. I'm like, that's not happening. I just went to bed. I'm like, no. But the next time I did flake out. My bad, brother.
No, it's totally cool. I'll have to watch this back. I got introduced to you over on the show that I do with Sean, and then you've joined us for a couple roundtables, and I just it was great to jump in here and listen to you guys ranting about avatars because I just like the fact that you're real. Not all people are real in the space, so it's good.
Hey, Sean is like whispering in my ear right now. He wants to know who you think is the least real. I think Sean's never met a pot he didn't want to stir. We were talking about Ken right for a second, like, oh, you got to get these guys in the same room. No, we fucking don't.
Yeah,
reality TV drama, man.
Yeah,
I'll bite my tongue.
He's coming. He's coming on Friday. I mean, yeah, you can say it's me. That's cool.
Look, I just observed a fuck ton of shit with a lot of real people in this space, and we seen a lot of shady shit last year from a bunch of influencers that were up high. So that's just that, and then I just keep my mouth shut in streams because I have to respect other people's streams. If you've got a bunch of us on a panel, I'm not going to start a fucking fight on your show. That's not needed. It's not needed at all. But
unless you're on with Sean, that's exactly what he wants.
But you're talking to a guy like I used to make. I think it was like 48 an hour. 48 an hour. I was an upstanding worker for like years at this one shop, year after year. But the supervisor would be racist, homophobic, and this went on for years. Breaking tools, not replacing tools. I wear my pride on my sleeve. I went right and I fucking reported the fuck out of this guy. I had to put through a whole investigation up and fucking down. And all the guys were too afraid to lose their job because they got kids and rent to pay and all that stuff. Yep. I respect that. But they would rather take the abuse all fucking night and just get paid and go home at the end of the day. I just don't stand for that. I don't got kids. I don't like people getting fucking screwed around. And I seen a lot of that shit early in the wax space. And this comes from me and all the guys I brought in. We all seen it. Like when you're telling a room to shut up and not question a blue wizard, like fuck off. That guy's fake as fuck. That guy's fake as fuck and phony as fuck. Like in this space, right? So I don't know. There's just
here's the thing. I think we should give everybody permission to be wrong and permission to learn. Because
You're just like my wife. I'm such a cringy piece of shit. She's like, come
Dude,
on, grant them a
ask
second
anyone
shot.
in this community. Like, I feel like I deserve a gold star right now because usually the asshole's me. So Jimmy's
Corey,
laughing for many reasons.
Corey, I've watched a lot of your streams and you're legit as fuck, man. Even though you're an asshole sometimes, you're legit as fuck.
I mean, we try, and again, like I hope that I can carve out enough space and grace, even not to get too philosophical, where I could keep improving in this space, you know, in good faith, knowing full well I'm gonna fuck up a bunch of times, whatever, right? And I think a lot of people learned a lot of things about the whole Blue Wizard situation, and you know, it's weird to kind of see that cropping back up and stuff. But I mean,
is it fucking weird? He scammed the space, and that project is selling. Like, he scammed the fucking place, and that fucking shit is selling.
I mean, I mean, Cardano.
Yeah,
Cardano.
Just because the token's doing well. Yeah,
like, dude, if you hype something, new people into the space are looking for that easy win because they keep reading over and over and over again about all these easy wins, and dumb money is easy pickings. Yeah. As someone who for a little while in 2016 was dumb money, like, right? And Cardano's number 3. They just release smart contracts and they don't fucking work.
I heard.
I mean, like,
you're a mess.
Hey, like, sorry, I am. He's probably still in Cardano. I love you, I am. I'll shut up about Cardano right now. But it's absurd. But that's why though, right? Like, people will whale into anything, you know, just based on a hype. And this is why, like, I take this really seriously because I can get really, really excited about whatever and hype the shit out of it, right? And people will pay too much attention to that. So I mean, we have to be super careful about what we get really, really excited about. And I mean, we do anyway. Cause like, I'm not gonna, you know.
Well, we can get excited right now. I'm waiting to eat this.
I'll
get a fork and knife.
This just took a turn. I'm ready for it.
I have an erect banana that I might eat. Let's all get excited.
That's fun.
No, I hear you, man. No, I hear you. Like, it's tough to keep up with all the bullshit because you'll never see it because people will see money before they see bullshit. You know what I mean? Money is bigger than bullshit.
It's easier as like a, you know, I mean, it's literally what we invented to be a metric of value. Totally. Unfortunately, bullshit is right underneath that. Yeah, Sean said, speaking of Cardamon, who peer reviewed the peer review with mathematically provable methods?
Everything's popping off.
Well, in these, like, you should be allowed to fail, right? Like, they had a theory, it looked good on paper, it doesn't work. That's the end of it. But now there's so much institutional momentum behind a $91 billion market cap that it's not going to go away. That's like $91 billion worth of momentum to continue and figure something out. It's just going to be really interesting to see what they figure out because it's probably just going to be like forking Ethereum for the 9th time or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, just like some people are redeemable. People who won't tell you who they are, maybe not.
Yeah. You trying to humble me, Corey, or what?
No, dude, I'm trying to humble myself. Like that. I'm like, if you get anything out of what I'm saying, fantastic. But mostly it's just so that I stop being such a shithead.
No, it's because I could be a fucking shithead.
I mean, it's too much fun. Maybe it's like we spent too much time in Alberta. That's what it is.
Well, that's the thing.
There's not a whole lot of space for bullshit in Alberta. Although, I mean, it seems like there is now. But we could not talk about that.
Yeah, no, we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, no, like my stream. I don't know if you're familiar. I have a stream on Twitch.
I was there the other night. I said hi to you 3 times and nothing in return.
I'm sorry, Jim. When I'm on an interview, it's a bit tough. But if I'm by myself, Jimmy, if you catch a stream where I'm by myself, I am just chatty as fuck.
Yeah, I was a good
I gotta
one.
get on Twitch. Not Twitch at all. It's terrible. And I haven't seen your show yet. I definitely haven't seen your show.
Well, when I'm by myself, some people will ask about some projects and some people, and I just let it loose.
So, no, you had a good one the other night. I recommend everyone watch it. You were with, I think you were with Richie and Juan from Neffy Blocks. I think that was the one. Was it Juan or Jose?
I've never done Juan, but I've watched Juan.
Was it who did you have on the other night with Richie? I thought it was something about the Neffy Blocks project.
Oh, we had Bad Days on.
Oh, it was bad. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was Palmer. It was David Palmer.
You
right?
fucking
Sorry.
just here, David. You just give him the mic and say go.
Oh, dude.
Fuck, there you go, buddy.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah, he could definitely fill a show. That's for sure.
He's
Yeah.
great. He's
Yeah,
great. I will take
love
Palmer
that
on
guy.
any day because then I can manage giveaways and stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nailed
Yeah. For sure.
Abs Smurfly.
No, he's good shit. And it was funny because with David, we were talking about burns and stuff like that, and just, you know, the capabilities of constantly nerfing a system and just making it better. I'm a big fan of burns if they can get the NTT in effect, because I hate chasing a mint on a burn. I fucking hate it. Like, I'll miss it sometimes, or like I'm out in the middle of nowhere on my fucking phone and I'll go to redeem a burn, and it's like mid 28 because my fucking phone tethered out. But anyways, there's a couple teams that are now doing NTT, so non-transferable tokens. You will do your burn, and then a day after the burn, you will get a random mint from the pool deposited into your NTT. I'm a big fan of those. So anyways, I told David about this, how I like birds. He fucking reaches out to me 6-7 hours after the stream and goes, hey man, you like burning? You should go and check out Armies of Power. So I go look at it. Call fucking my buddy Reed. We just spent fucking 4 hours blending and buying a bunch of fucking bullshit. And I'm like, what did you do to me, David? What did you do, man? I lucked out. The land sale was a couple days later. So we just stocked up on land and a bunch of that stuff. If you do get into that one, Corey, just look, because they have sales links on their site. And a lot of people don't know that. So people will buy from those sales links, head over to the market and upsell everything that you can buy at the site for way less. So if you do dabble into that, just keep an eye on it. Reach out to me on Telegram if you ever need a question, Corey, and then you can also join the Atomic Kings chat too if you'd like. I'll post.
No, I totally should. See, I don't have anywhere near as much time for sort of the collecting side of it as I used to. Anyway, but Jimmy has his hand up and now he's drinking something. So
I wanted to say a couple of things. So on the Atomic King side, I don't know who did it, but somebody built a cool little monument in the uplift. I think it was in Genesis on Atomic Kings. I'm not sure whether that was you or one of your team, but that was pretty sweet.
One of the guys part of the community. Yep.
Yeah, that was really good. So I definitely think people should check that out as well. You guys are doing some really cool stuff with Atomic Kings. You have this. I forget what it's called. I picked one up the other day. It's called a dribble, a drizzle, a dabble, something.
Oh, the Dinger badge?
The Dinger badge. I knew it started with a D, and that's the Dinger right there. Right. So what's the Dinger badge? Tell us about the Dinger badge. This is kind of like a membership type of thing that you guys have got.
Yeah. So
right?
any of my collabs or any of my future pack sales, you will have a shot at getting one of either a pack or the NFT at the time. I usually charge way significantly less than what other people are charging on their stuff. It's for you, the little fish, to go farther in the space. I want to give them, you know, if I can give them the Wax Arena points for now, awesome. If Wax Arena folds, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to charge you $50 for one NFT. You'll pay $2, head over there. If Wax Arena fails, big deal. You lost $2, but I don't think you'll lose the $2. But so the Dinger badge, I just trolled the shit out of the Space MLB day. I was going room to room, putting in redneck drops. Let's go, boys. Let's grab some dingers. Let's hit some MLB today. You know, screaming shit like that, room to room, pissing people off. And it was just a great time, and it stuck. And people just started calling things dingers. Have you heard John from Ultra Rare say dinger?
No. I kind of want to now, though.
He's English as fuck. He goes, dinga. Dinga. You know, and it's just funny because. So, Corey, if you're unfamiliar, on Tuesday and Friday, I run podcasts for Ultra Rare. So Friday we have guests on, and Tuesday we have like a catch up and daily news stuff. And basically, on Tuesday, anybody can come in, rip packs. We rip packs, put the cards on the wheel. People, if you rip a pack, you get a shot at the wheel. I might as well touch base on the news that we announced yesterday over there, because I do work for the Horrors and I do work for Onassis as well. But over at over at the Horrors, so people who supported the project and bought into the comic for the first go, if any set that you have completed, whether it's a base set, uncommon, whatever, you will get a free pack of one of the other comics that they're doing. For every set that you have, you will get a pack. What is on the table? This isn't confirmed yet, but people who open packs will also get a pack as well. That is on the table. I don't know if that's been solidified, but you can go get a base set for like 12 lakhs, and that's a pack. This is yesterday after the announcement. Don't go over there and buy it now. It might have went up a bit after we made the announcement. But if you ripped any packs or have sets, you will get a free comic coming your way.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah,
I remember we had those guys on even like before they launched. Just a huge fan. So hey, Onassis, I talked to Dante a fair amount.
Yeah,
and we've got some ideas for stuff. How like they're? Can you talk about what they're planning to launch, or no?
Not really. I'm okay. So I'm not going to say it is something that is happening, but I'm going to say I am leaning towards this month for the staking mechanism.
Really?
Leaning, guys. Do not go over there and say Burst went and said that this is.
Dude, could you? I have so much. I have so much love and terror for you right now.
No, that's the thing. Like, I like what they're doing. I love what they're doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Right?
Again, we go back to the timing thing. They're really good at not telling their community like, oh yeah, we're gonna come out in 3 weeks. Like they said that they'd be fucking pitchfork.
Yeah, Corey's really good at that now, but you should have seen him 3 weeks ago.
Oh, dude. Well, no, like 6 months ago, I was like, the reason why we have a world that's called Thune is because I said soon so much that people just started misspelling it for fun.
Oh no, yeah. No, I think that's good. The game's fun. I'm not going to dock the game. I played it a bit. It's just I have a hard time on my keyboard, and they just made it you can put an Xbox controller in, but I got to get that going because
awesome. I haven't played Hollow Gods yet at all, and it seems like it'd be pretty fun.
If you're a controller guy, you might want to hook that up. It's a lot easier because if you're on the keyboard, you're like there's a few commands where it's like takes your one finger way over here, and you're like and then some kids just like rage killing you, and you're like fuck.
7-year-olds.
Well, and it's cool because you can stream their game right now. And if you just stream and you have one person watching you and you're on camera and you stream for an hour, you'll get void. You stream for 6 hours, you'll get a shit ton of void. If you know people who are struggling right now and are looking for an easy way to get things, you can go get void from streaming. I think they've nerfed it a bit. I'd have to look into it, but there's ways and there's things coming, and one game is not one project's all and only project. They're working on a lot of stuff. I know they're working on a few things over there.
Yep. That's kind of what I was angling at actually, but well answered.
Yeah. It's tough because like a lot of my guys are invested into it too, but I said, look, if you're unsure, do not fucking put your life savings into it. Please do not. That's my first.
So if you're whaled too much into any project, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. It's just
like you're piling risk into one area, and literally any one of these projects could fail for 100 reasons.
I never need to be top.
Right?
I don't need to be top 10. I don't need to be top 10. If I'm in the top 100, awesome. Top 200, awesome. You know what I mean? I'm holding.
That's the way to do it. We can't all be Vaughn. That guy was like spending. I don't know where all his money came from, but if I sold drugs, that's what I do. Fun. I'm totally fucking. But like that, there's people out there with enough expendable cash to whale into a game and fucking just own it. Great for them, right? But like it really, really scares me when people are trying to whale into one particular thing to get into the top 10. When again, like and our plan's not going anywhere, right? The price of Aether is down right now. It's been down before. It'll be up. Who gives a fuck, right? But
actually went up a lot. Actually went up. It's at 01
really?
now. It went up a fuck ton overnight. Yeah, I don't know why.
But that's good.
Not like a shit ton.
Well, did you see that with the news that came out? Is there? And I only skimmed it, but I just think it's they changed the price for
crafting.
They lowered the price for crafting and they increased the rewards or whatever because like nobody's really crafting anything now because it's kind of not that it's too expensive, but like it's if it was set up so that basically people that were just monitoring it to see when something got invented would just mint the next 600, right? There's so much Aether out there now that it was just easy to do, and so it was basically making the whole situation not fun. So why mint anything, right?
And you're on the other side of the world sleeping,
right?
And something's discovered.
Exactly. There's no point. So they actually changed it to exactly what you were talking about. So basically, if you mint within the first 24 hours, you get basically a token. And they're going to pick randomly from those tokens the 600 that go out. So basically, like you do want to mint within. Make sure you mint within the first 24 hours after something gets found, and you get in the running for one of those 600, which I think is a great. That makes that at least more interesting to the point where people would actually want to play around with it now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think if they didn't do that, that game would be fucking broken. And they had to take a step back. And this definitely set them back. I think what the space doesn't understand is, yeah, they just came out with this update, but it wasn't a part of their roadmap. And they had to make it a part of their roadmap to make sure it's fucking proper for you guys. You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, they're gonna fix things as we learn things, right?
Exactly.
I mean, this is why, like, I made that article a little while back that's like kind of roadmappy, but I haven't been making a roadmap because we've got a really good idea of where we're going. I know what we're building this week. I know what we're building this month. I know what we're building in the next 90 days. Everything past that, I've got a good idea. But we can have way better ideas. We'll do that. Or we could find something that's legitimately broken and have to spend all of our time fixing that.
Yeah, there's
right?
times we sometimes don't even get through next week, like before we have to go back and fix and adjust things.
But
right?
you think you would.
But those are the good projects, in my opinion, right? So like you were saying about the speculators and people like that, like they come into the space and they're like, God damn it, like you promised me in 5 years I would be rich. Okay, number one, 5 years isn't here yet. You have figured that out, right?
And
number two,
never did.
Number two, like you were whining and complaining about the free market for how long before you got into crypto, and now you're whining and complaining that like we are not adjusting prices so that
how are you not price fixing
in the free market? Which cracks me up a lot, right? Like
I can't wait for price matching. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this project's selling over here. Can you match it? Can you match it? No, that doesn't happen in this fucking space, guys. Come on now.
Yeah. And eventually, like, it will evolve to the point where there are sectors where that kind of thing will start to happen.
Probably,
right? It's inevitable. I mean, when the projects that are starting now, like 10 years from now, right? Like we're sitting at kind of the beginning of the internet, right? Like what we're going through right now over these like last 2-3 years, we're watching sort of the Amazon initial run up to, a few dollars or whatever, right? And then of course it crashed back down, 95% or whatever it was after the dot-com bust. And then they kept grinding, right? And we're going to see that, right? Like the pet rock thing in Ethereum, probably not going to be around in 2 years. It's a fucking rock, dude. Like it's not going to be around. And as a historical thing, like will somebody buy it 20 years from now because like, oh, dude, did you know like people spent millions of dollars on rocks? I'll buy that for $1, right? Like that'll happen 20 years from now. But the things that are going to grind out, we're going to see massive corporations over the next 10 years built in this space.
Oh, I mean, in 20 years, right? What's higher, the price of Cardano or the price of a pet rock on Ethereum? I don't know.
Show over. We're done.
Get yourself a rock, peeps.
If you don't have a pet rock, what are you even bothering? So I think we're gonna see as the real uptrend, the long-term uptrend of NFT starts to take over. Those same corporations and those same kind of incentive structures are going to invade our space. It's inevitable. And the amount of things in architecture that we can set up to get in the way of that, as a really brief example, the way that we're doing rewards is already causing friction with Wall Street types, but they can't get rid of it now.
Exactly. That's the thing. All these smaller projects in the space, all these games in the space that are not attached to some big brand are killing all the other drops astronomically. So you got Deadmau5, Atari, William Shatner, Lee Moy, all those fucking names. They're fucking trash.
I mean,
just because the distribution, man, the understanding. There's so many guys on teams in these space. They have a ticket or a degree or whatever in the space. It fucking does jack shit outside of development. Outside of development, those tickets mean jack shit in this fucking space. You have zero understanding of the NFT market. And there's no shade at you for not knowing. But kids in high school aren't being taught about crypto. You know what I mean? And you're not learning about this stuff in college. It's going to be irregular. I would assume that high school kids are going to be getting it in the curriculum sooner or later.
Well, we were talking about this in the chat today. I think it's like at what point does blockchainification and like how NFTs and blockchain change the way economics work, get into the system enough so that it's like replacing the standard Keynesian economics theory, which we all know is bullshit, right? Like at what point, what percentage of like saturation, adoption, like can we actually say that people are learning about it properly? Because you're right, like people aren't learning about it properly. They're not learning about blockchain properly. They're not learning I've got nothing against ETH, but if you're saying that ETH is better because that's where all the market is, I mean, in a way, you got a point, but like, no, it's not better because it doesn't allow the NFTs to like be what they're supposed to be. It doesn't allow people to interact and engage with them the way that they're supposed to interact and engage with them. It's just a freaking Ponzi. And I'm not calling ETH a Ponzi. I'm calling like all the people that are holding you in Ethereum and saying, no, you have to be on Ethereum or your NFTs are going to be worth shit. I'm calling
those
that
same
out because
NFTs aren't even on IPFS.
Right.
Right? Like those NFTs someday will just go away. And everyone's like, where's my rock? I'm like,
fuck your rock, man. No.
I mean, you know.
No, I'd be keeping my eyes on like El Salvador, right? Because yesterday, what did they do? They made it their official currency was the US dollar.
One of, Bitcoin. But yeah. Yep.
One of their official currencies.
Yeah.
So keeping an eye on a country.
Literally just like, fuck you, dollar.
Yeah. No, totally.
That's like the most politically active statement a small country has made in probably 50 years.
Fuck yeah. And kids are going to be learning about it now. They're probably going to put it in their curriculum. And they have to because it's their currency. So kudos to that shit because I'm all for, you know, getting that out there and getting it in everybody's face. I don't care if I have to stick it in your face and piss you off. You need to know that crypto is fucking going to be somewhere in 10 years, farther than the fucking normal dollar. You know?
At least then you do your, you know, due diligence or your duty, frankly. And then 10 years from now, and they're like, oh, why did you tell me? They're like, I fucking did a couple times, motherfucker. Well, I get that all the time now. Like, oh, dude, why didn't I listen to you in 2017? Like, I don't know. You don't like fucking reading?
And that's what I'm getting with the NFT space. I'll go out and they'll be like, hey, can I give you some money and you'll invest? No, I'm fucking busy. Like, I told you to come in here. I told you to come in here a long time ago.
Yep. That said, like, an enterprising group will start that service up and probably do really well.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of people with no time. They know they don't have any understanding. They know they want exposure to the space. It's not regulated, right? It's not like you're investing their Bitcoin, right? Yeah. So, you know, people can do some damage to that. Obviously, you know, my first worry would be, you know, if you don't know them and trust them implicitly.
Well, that's a great thing with a legitimate organization is like, think about how much money a legitimate organization that can slap the disclaimer, we're not responsible for your bad financial decisions on their product. I mean, that's a dream for them.
Right. I mean, but like if somebody like at TC, you're doing amazing things, so like don't do this because you know you're doing cool things elsewhere. But if somebody like TC who buys everything, right? Basically came in and said, okay, I started this fund. I'm just gonna go buy shit, and I want to use everybody else's money now. And honestly, like same risk as everywhere else, probably less because I'm smarter than you in NFTs. That's a good deal, right? Now he's got to like button the fuck that up like crazy, like you know basically saying, listen, like all this could drop, you know, to zero no matter what. Welcome to the Wild West. You know that caveat has to be totally baked into it. But I mean, I'd probably chuck some money in there.
Totally. I don't.
But if it was like, I don't know, anyone else, probably not, right? Or like, again, it has to be that you have to have a really good understanding that they know the space, because otherwise, the Blue Wizards buddy is going to start that and like.
That's the problem with the space, though. Like, I could do that and put on the front page, "Do not invest in this. I have no idea what the fuck I am doing," and make $1 million overnight. Like,
but dude, honestly, like I would throw money at you because that's funny,
right? Exactly. Like that would be the meme of all memes, right?
Yeah. Well, that was Triple when we were doing it. Like, don't make a meme to get this. This fucking currency is ridiculous, and it's still real. They just forked it over to Wax. I gave it to the community a little while ago, and they're turning it into something totally fucking real.
Right.
That's the power of community.
Well, and doing real world value with it too, right? Like they're actually supporting like real world charities and stuff with it, which is really cool too.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So if I was to buy Uplift Land, what am I looking at?
A really good deal, depending on when you're buying.
London and Uplift, there's still stuff for less than $100.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll probably look at some today. Come dabble over there. Yeah, so they did do. So Dale and Dev, they paid a guy to do a Tommy King's in. Oh, let me see if I can find it in Uplift. There, it's pretty cool what they did.
I mean, I picked some up the other day. I'll be 100% honest. I found a 100 by 100 plot in Chicken Caw, and I was like, it's by the rail. I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with this, but I want to play on a 100 by 100, right? So that's what I did.
What'd you pick?
I mean, it's been great because, like, I can't remember. It was like maybe 15, somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 wax. I think it was super. It wasn't.
I mean,
it
everything's
wasn't
more expensive in CK because there's a lot less of it over there. So
yeah, it wasn't the cheapest one. It wasn't the cheapest 100 by 100 on the market either. There was one that was slightly lower price, but that was a desert plot, and I didn't really want a desert plot. Nothing wrong with desert plots. I just have a few already. I was just like, this is pretty cool.
First, TC's been putting NFTs up in his gallery. He's got a fucking massive gallery on the Uplift. He said he wants some pictures of an NFT so he can post it in his gallery. So you probably want to connect with this badass
for sure.
mofo.
Yeah, TC, do you want to send me a DM and Telegram? I'll send you our new card today. Actually, you can put it up. I'll show you the cards here.
I gotta own some of these things. Is there a link? Hey, can you fire me a link to your collection? I'll just go.
Yeah.
I think it's in the. It might. Oh no, I didn't put it. I think I put it in the descriptor, but I'm not sure. But I got the dinger. I'm pretty excited about that.
So this Atomic Kings will be can continue to be a community project, low mint stuff like that. Collab pieces for smaller artists that want to come in and make something of themselves. We are working on a card series that is sort of a Sin City cyberpunk style. Very limited coming as well. So that's what we're working on right now. That will be its own collection in its own, and it's called the Tommy Kings 2099, kind of homage to Marvel 2099. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but the thing what I'm trying to do is bring artists I know near me or a part of the family or close to me into this space, and it's fucking intimidating for them. I'm like, look, I can bring you in here and I can pay you lots of money. Like, just come and be yourself and make your art. So this one guy where he's dipping his foot in right now and he's really like, worried about it. I'm like, dude, don't worry. And, I pay my artists right out. Like I tell them, man, first couple drops, man, 60% all to you. The rest can go to the team and we can split it for the business. But I want artists to come here and feel special because they don't have that in the real world. You know what I mean?
How to become a scammer in the real world. Pay artists really good amounts of money for shit that they do well and do it by getting them into blockchain and cryptocurrency. Like that's serious. Like I totally know what you mean, right? Like everyone's freaked out about it. Nobody really how are you possibly paying something's wrong. You can't be paying me this much money, right? They get really freaked out, and I totally get where you're coming from there. Yeah.
Totally. So this is our Beacon series. There's only 4 of them. We finished 3. These are them. Don't look at the yellow one, but I'm showing these ones off because this one's dropping today. Beacon of Foresight. And these are done, the backgrounds and all the art is done by a couple friends in the space that I've actually just grown to know and love. So that's our first card. You'll get a reward card if you collect all 4. It is a pain in the ass to get whitelisted for these guys. There's already 100 people accounted for them, and I promised this series to them. So that's our card 2. And this is our card 3. I just fucking love what they're doing in the background.
You said these guys are real world artists. Are they doing card detailing or something? It reminds me of those people who do that.
I don't know if you guys have met them in the space, but they've been in the space since the start. They're going by the name Wildcard right now, but it's Jay and Defy Ant in the chats. I don't know if you guys have ever had cross paths with those guys. But they're doing the art for me, and they've been amping up their team, which is great. And I feel like I'm kind of contributing to that for them because I brought them over. I said, look, man, can you guys do some art for me? I'll pay you guys what you guys want. I don't give a fuck what I take care. I just want to get some art out. So it worked out. And those guys are working on an award card for us.
It's all fun and games till Aether doubles overnight.
Right? I'm saying that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I was looking at this, and my way to stack Aether is just to stop selling completely, which of course I did a long time ago. But it could easily 100x from here.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
all you need is 1,000 people going in to buy a fuck ton right at one moment.
Dude, when the robots thing, when the next phase goes through, I'm not talking about a month from now. I'm talking 6 months from now when they've realized a bunch of their vision about what their next phase is going to be on, right? And who knows, right? This is financial advice, fucking bullshit caveat, right? But I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Although I do need some more wax to buy one of these Beacon of Unity things, so I'm just gonna sell it right
now. There's one more. There's one actually I want to talk about. One more NFT on our line. So I'll show you.
Go for it. 100%.
So these are our NFTs.
You got the Dinger there, the second one over, right?
That's the Dinger Club,
yeah.
So right now it's minted 300 times. I'm assessing my community, and I might just cap it out at 300 and close the contract off because I don't want to get a fucking bots in my community buying up a bunch of bullshit and then complaining because they didn't make 10 wax the next fucking day. So on Thursday, so we have the Beacon series and we also have the collab series. But on Thursday, my website will be updated. This raffle ticket here. So we only made 100 of them. This is how people were getting onto the Beacon. If you buy one of these now, you will be whitelisted for the remaining 2 beacons. That's not what I'm trying to get at you guys, though. The people who own this raffle, I will continuously, for as long as I go in this fucking space, be airdropping winners, packs, mid ones, stuff like that. I will have the list on my website of my current winners because I want to make sure everybody wins once before I roll my winners over again. So I'm at something like, I think 35 of my guys have won something. And I will have a list on atommykings.com where you will be able to see which tickets have won just yet and won't win until I roll over the 100. So these tickets are cool, and I will continue to reward my community with packs, mint ones, all the.
So just like these tickets were sold, or these tickets were given out.
These tickets were sold, and they were my whitelist for the Beacon series. 100 and 100 for my Beacon series. My Beacon series was my early adapters series. Now for remaining series outside of that and collabs going forward as time goes on, this will be the whitelist badge. If you have one of these, Jimmy, you'll be able to get into this Shift Atomic King collab on Thursday.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited about that. I mean, and speaking about your collabs, I went through the website the other day and checked out some of the collabs. They're cool. I'm kind of, I don't know how to say this because I actually mean it in a very positive way. So please, everyone out there, don't take it in a negative way. But you've got something for, collabs that like might not be allowed on places like Atomic Hub because of the info that's involved in the pictures. There's some like adult content there that you're doing collabs with, it seems. And there's 2 or 3, like not just one, right? Like you've talked about Stochi before on some of our streams, but there's 2 or 3, and I'm just kind of curious, like, is this just because these are the projects that you support, the artists that you support, or like, is there something deeper on this thought? Because I like it. Like, I'm personally, like, I'm a big fan of, it wasn't even racy, to be honest, like the dark pinup thing, like that Lars and those guys did. Like, it wasn't even that racy compared to some of the other stuff that's coming out, right? Recently, you guys have done it in the kind of this weird animation comic style. So, like, I'm just kind of curious why these are some of the collabs that you're doing. Is it because you're supporting the artists? Is it because this is, something that you feel I need to be supported more in the space? Kind of putting you on the spot there. Sorry about that, but I'm a big fan of the collaborations. I just want to put that out there.
So here's my thing. I'm in a healthy relationship with a beautiful woman. And like, just when it comes down to supporting weird things or, nudie things or, weird projects or all that, if I fucking like it because it's got fucking spunk, I'm going to go all into it. You know what I mean? So I love animation. Now, boobs and booty are just a bonus when it comes to anime. You know what I mean? That's just a bonus. So don't get me wrong. I'll turn on an anime and watch the shit out of it. What, Invincible? I recommend it. Both you boys need to stop everything you're fucking doing right now and go watch Invincible. I don't know if you guys have seen that fucking show.
I have not.
Holy fuck, man!
Jimmy just got too scared. He had to get out of here.
I was going to watch the show. I was like, I'm out of here.
Takes advice well.
What it comes down to is I support the artists hugely. I do. And animation speaks wonders to me. I like cartoons. I'd rather watch cartoon comedies than real life comedies. I find cartoon stuff is a little more, you don't expect somebody in real life to say that. But then when you watch this real life shit, you're just like, yeah, you wouldn't say that in the office, dude. You'd be fucking fired like right away, dude. So good try. So I don't know. I have a problem breaking through from what's real and what's not real. So I just find cartoons, you can live a little more vicarious through them and, kind of go on with your way. So this was done by Dirty Flapjack. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dirty Flapjack.
I mean, I showed my missus one of these and like her response was amazing. Her response was like, is that a mermaid? That was like,
yes, I guess. I mean, there's a tail there.
So, I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, it's good.
This one brought a tear to my eye because she put my name on the boat too. I was like, That's fucking awesome. So, you know, it just stuff like this resonates with me. I think cartoons go a lot farther than real life things. And, you know, a lot of these guys that I do collabs with, they're going above and beyond in the space as for themselves and for me to even help me out, which is, you know, awesome because I can't do everything. You know, but yeah, dude, just the collabs I choose. Well, because another thing too, I know a lot of Twitch streamers read Invincible. I will read it, Ricardo. I've been looking at the book and it's pretty expensive. I have been looking, but as far as like nudie stuff goes and like heads getting ripped off and shit like that, a lot of Twitch streamers are afraid to show that stuff off. And I get that they've got a, you know, an audience to appeal to, and some are appealing to kids. And I fully respect that. You shouldn't be putting the nudies on. But me, it's just a no holds bar on my show. I don't care. You know, if I like the art, I like the art. If it says fuck, shit, piss, boobies, booty, then, you know, as long as it looks good, I'm all for it.
Fuck, shit, piss, booties, boobies.
My favorite one is like people are like,
Nailed it.
Yeah. My favorite one is like, you know,
we
do this. We do this show and there was a person that came that you know into the room one time a little person who came into the room one time when we were doing a show and their dad was watching the show and they said, "Hey, Daddy, are you watching the guy with long hair and the other guy who likes to swear a lot?" And it's like I just cracked up. I thought that was hilarious because it was like a day after people are like giving a shit about like, you know, something that was in the game. And we're like seriously, we're only following, you know, the rules that were put out there by Minecraft that, you know, we have to keep those terms of services to, right? It's like what we do on this stream, what we talk about on the stream are two completely different things. I mean, yes, they're connected, but like we're not throwing your build under the bus because we're being jerks. We're throwing your build under the bus because having that build in the uplift is basically, you know, causing everyone who is in there, who's invested in the project, you know, risk, right? And so I think like that's a really important distinction to make, right? Like there's a lot of people who are, I got in trouble actually one time for a roundtable because I wanted to name a roundtable, you know, women in crypto. And like the women in crypto that I invited, like they were like really offended about the fact that like I was putting them in a different basket from the men in crypto. And I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, fine. I'll just do a Canadians in crypto episode then, right? Because like the Canadians didn't care. They were happy to put in.
That's fun. We got to do another one of those too, and like make sure that the Tuttle can get in. She was sad she missed last.
Tuttle and Burst. We need to do one for the West Coast side. You know, because
100%.
Yeah, Tuttle and Burst and a few of those other.
Let me get a couple of the Atomic Kings in there. So I don't know if you guys interviewed Floyd yet with Onassis.
Yeah, Floyd's great.
Yeah,
Floyd's been
back on too.
I grew up with Floyd. Floyd's good shit. Yeah, Floyd's good shit. So yeah, we'll try to get Floyd on and Reed on. Reed's kind of our whale of the Kings. So that guy's doing quite well.
Yeah, there's a couple other people I wouldn't mind having like in the space as well, if we can get them. I think definitely we need to do a West Coast blockchain Canadians for sure.
Do you mind showing off boobies, Corey? Is that okay? Like it's on your show or like?
Sorry,
Okay, cool. This is one more done by BMAC. He's in the chat actually right now. Smaller collection, lower mint.
Artists here. I mean, that you kind of gotta do.
I mean, fancy. Sorry, Corey. I like showing off this kind of
stuff. I'm not.
So,
now, and like, but however, like now it's not like the guy with long hair and the guy who swears all the time. It's like that guy who likes
shows off duties,
cartoon boobies, and the guy who swears all the time. So like now we create some balance.
So I'm big into Stochi. So Stochi is an art project that is doing fairly well, as you can see on the charts. It'd be just an art project, zero fucking utility. I don't know if you've seen some of his stuff, but it's all boobs and booty and ass.
Well, or it might not be. It might just be these blobs of things that, like, you know, are training your mind to see different things that you might have seen in your past. I mean,
totally. So, like, I'm a big believer of this guy. So he's come out with 2 drops, okay, around 300 packs each. He's ended up getting us to do 30% of the pack, or not 30, sorry. He's got us to get it to about 90% of the packs on both drops. Okay. And he's got us to blend the fuck out of something to get it to this golden airdrop piece. So this is his second golden airdrop piece here. And that's kind of how Stochi looks. He kind of just arted himself out, you know, he's an Italian guy. But so this,
yeah, I think like the blends too. Because I was just unpacking some nifty stuff, and I think like the way that we can all use those NFTs that they got out into the space and at such a fantastic distribution is with some like unreal collab blends. That's
right?
just, you know, and
Totally.
it adds value for literally everybody in the space.
100%, man, 100%,
Yeah.
and it can be done right. And this was his first gold piece. This one here, there's only 21 made, and for the whole year, he continuously would drop his 21 holders low mints of his stickers, and he had tons of stickers that came out, like and just kept airdropping the shit out of them. The cool thing is, I had so much fun with this because there was like only 300 packs. So we kind of cornered, people made their golden eggs. And at some point in time, the floor came down and I went through and picked up all the cards you need to blend to get this egg. And I just burnt the shit out of them. I burnt the shit out of them because now there's less eggs. People have a less chance of getting this fucking egg. So this egg is actually, I'm wondering if I can see just this egg.
So it's okay when you do it, but when I do it with a rare Finny, I get yelled at. How the hell does this work out?
Hey,
dude, I burn NFTs all the fucking time.
sorry guys, I gotta run to no, dude, burning is fantastic. I freaking love it. No, I have another meeting that starts in 3 minutes.
Get in there, Core.
Really good to meet you, dude. Like, let's please come on again. Would love to come join you if you ever need a guest on your Twitch stream. And yeah, let's freaking fuck some shit up.
Do you guys want to come on next Friday?
Oh, Canada, motherfuckers!
What time do you do it?
We do it at 2 hours and a half from now.
Yeah, I think we're free. I'm free, I think.
Next Friday, Core.
Oh,
I'll check.
Let me know.
Next
Next Friday.
Yeah.
UltraCast.
Hopefully.
You can meet John and the boys. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Love it. All right, guys. Ciao.
Later.
Yeah, so like I'm stoked. You know, I'll say one more thing and then I'll let you go. Probably not. But but
Here's the thing.
Yeah, here's the thing. So like I don't know, I've been away for a long time, but my take is in North America we've become this society that only like the rich and powerful have the, you know, white card to be able to look at any sort of art that's racy. Everyone else has to be like, you know, in their lane, you know, respecting people's rights. Like if you can spend $1 million on a piece of art that, you know, shows nudity, then you're cultured, right? But if you can't, then you're just like a perv in the closet, right? And I think that's crazy because like I've lived in Japan for a long time, right? And there's a lot of openness around sexuality and things like that, right? So I'd like to see, things like this. We had someone on one of our streams with the Nasty Hooks one time that I think it was like the Red Door Velvet production or something. And he sent me an NFT and I went into Atomic Hub and I looked and there were some like, you know, real live pictures that would put like what the dark pinup guys were doing to shame. Now, some of them were even like, some of them, I'm not saying that some of them were good, but it was a collection of photographs from women photographers that were like taking pictures of women in you know, strange, you know, places or positions or whatever, right? And that, like for me, I was just like, this is great, this is great, this is great. Like there was a vampire one that was great. There was like, okay, I don't hate this, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm not a fan of the way that it looks, right? Like, and so like we get to that point now where we're in the NFT space and all of these people are creating this art. And then it's crazy to me to have someone like Dark Pinups that was like, basically you weren't allowed to show it on Atomic Hub before you were able to buy it, when there's like there wasn't even anything really that racy to me about it, right? Like compared to some of this other stuff, right? But then you throw a little bit of anime in there and it's okay. Like I'm not trying to say that like one is okay and the other isn't. I'm saying that both should be okay, and it's just ridiculous that we've gone down this path, right?
Oh yeah, because you create weird people when you create stipulations, like you say. You've got people that are wide open, and then you got people that probably are open, but they're in the closet, and then they're just making their life more awkward. You should just be honest with how you feel and what you like, to be honest, and that's just the way you should be. Can you share screens again, or because Corey's gone, we can't share screens?
We can totally share screens. Why, dude, man?
No, I'm just wondering if you still are able to make it so I can share my screen, because I've got something right raunchy for you.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Just don't tell me it's raunchy, and then I'll share it. That's really raunchy. Like, I wouldn't buy that. Like, seriously, I wouldn't buy that. That's not my style, but I don't have anything. I don't have any issues with it, right? I mean, like, I like the last one that you showed. I'm much more preferential to the last one that you showed. Just for my own, preferential art taste. But I could totally see this selling out, to be honest. Like, that would be really
totally. We're in a weird space, man. Like,
yeah, we're totally in a weird space. I mean,
I'm all for magenta. She's got.
See, I would buy that. Like, that to me is cool. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the ninja thing. Like, maybe it's the. I don't need the whole collection. If I can find one that I like.
No offense to magenta, but I'm not buying this. I'm not. No offense. It just doesn't speak wonders to me. You know what I mean? I'm going to pass. That's a pass on me. But some people will like that. Some people will like that, and I have to respect that.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, and if you're getting upset and angry about the fact that we're showing this and you're a hardcore American who believes in the Washington Monument, like, reassess your values. That's all I'm going to say. Again, I would buy that. Like, I might be a weirdo, but I would buy that. I like that. There's something about sunsets that really, light the fire under my belt.
And that's what I mean. Her collection, the colors speak more to me than the drawings themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she does have some real raunchy ones. She had a little stipulation with these ones where basically if you bought the mint one in her auction, she would send you the NSFW version, and they are pretty raunchy. I've got one of them, so
I've got one of them. I've moved it to account that people don't know are mine.
I showed it on stream.
Brian, I like those better than my own. I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but let's just not go back in the stream and find out. Yeah, I mean, so, like, again, it's interesting to me because, like, in Japan, children can walk in at eye level and see, like, animations that have sex written all over the cover, essentially, from the time that they're kindergarten children in the common convenience store. However, like, nude beaches here are frowned upon. So culture has an interesting way of, like, right, like you could download, like, some of or find some of the most crazy things in the world. But, like, you're not allowed to cross borders with them if you're in Japan. Yet, like, some of the stripper scene in Japan, like, or the hostess bars, which they like to call them in Japan, is, like, unbeknownst to the rest of the world. The rest of the world doesn't even know what's going on, right? So it's all a matter of cultural appropriation, right? And so when we have these people from all over the world that are bringing their art into the space and then getting locked down because, no, you can't show that shit. Wait a minute, it's not that you can't show that shit. It's that, like, you've been conditioned to think that you can't show that shit because America runs the world, right? Like, it's not transversable, and we should. It's two of my favorite lines are from Italy and Brazil, right? Like, I don't know. I've never been to Brazil. I've never dated a Brazilian girl. I have friends who have been, but I heard if you're ever gonna date a Brazilian girl and you're on the beach and you politely ask and you're even if it's a cute Canadian accent, oh, how would you feel about going out with on a date with me? That probably you're never gonna get a date because, like, Brazilians, I heard.
Well, that's not Canadian enough.
Don't quote me on this because you're probably going to get punched. But I heard in Brazil, if there's no kiss before the approach of asking for a date, there's not going to be a date, which makes sense. Which totally makes sense to me, right? Because, like, if you look at things like Carnival and things like that are happening, like in North America, we've become so conditioned to the fact that everything needs to be proper, everything needs to be
set by these ways,
right. Sure. And so, like, I think that NFT space, that ability to allow artists from other parts of the world to, like, have their art and have their culture appreciated in the space is huge. So I'm a big fan of the fact that, like, you are supporting some of these artists that are a little bit more racy, which is why I brought it up. I think that's, like, a really great thing. I didn't even know until today, actually, when I was setting up the stream, that, like, you were a gamer first. I just assumed that you were, like, an NFT guru from the beginning. So like you followed that through the gaming system into NFTs, sure. which was really sweet. So I'm really excited that you got to meet Corey and you got to come on.
Yeah, Corey's good shit, man. Yeah, I've been watching Corey and you for some time. And you guys are like a fresh breath of air, like when it comes to having legit and real, people talking in this space. I've watched you guys. Corey doesn't fuck around. I know that. That's great. And, you guys seem to keep people at bay.
Well, I'm the nice one. Corey's just like, what? You're fucking banned. You're banned. You're out of here.
You got to do that sometimes. Like I'll have guys go like last night. Hey, why don't I have a dinger badge? Well, that's because you don't say a fucking word in our chats and you don't come into my stream to say what's up. You know, if you're some little guy over on the other side of the world and I notice that you're at least saying, hey, what's up? And you come and ask me for a dinger badge, I will gladly give you one. I don't care who you are. It's what you're doing in the space. If you're contributing to somebody's community that is close to mine, let me know. You know, I'll definitely hook you up. I don't want anybody to suffer. I want all the small fish to make some waves here and some gains. And I think just be smart with your assets and take your fucking time, guys. Don't need to be an ape in every fucking game. If you do that and that game fails, you're fucked. So make sure you spread yourself out, guys. You know?
Yeah, and so I guess that leads to my final question for you is because I don't have time. You're on my radar now, which is good. You weren't for a long time. Like I didn't even know about you until Sean introduced us. Back in the stream, and I try to catch what I do. John and Richie from Ultra Rare, like they're two of my favorite people to ever have on the show. I really respect the art and the passion that they're bringing into the space. Onesies as well. Like I think what they're doing is pretty cool, but I don't personally have I don't follow them. I haven't made time. I haven't found the time, right? Like different people, find different things. This is kind of like a side thing that I do while writing for the Uplift, and I don't have time to do everything. So I'm kind of curious from your end, because from your end, your thing is kind of, to me, it seems like you're full on NFTs right now. You might do gaming on the side, but you're full on NFTs right now. You're looking at the space. You're looking at all of these artists. I mean, can you keep up? I've got no chance, but can someone like you keep up? Right?
I thought I could. It's getting tougher and tougher every day to keep up. But the way I look at it, man, is I'm not going to be able to know everything, and I'm not going to be the best at everything. But I can definitely try to appreciate everything I like and try to keep my eyes on everything that I think is appealing, which I think is 99% of the space. So it's tough. It helps that I have my wife managing my YouTube and my videos and stuff. She'll do that for me, and then I'll get a couple of the guys in the community to run drops for me just because I'm so busy. And I'm like, shit, man, I got to jump into a stream here. But on top of that, I get paid to study the market. That's kind of what I'm getting paid to do. And like Corey said, those teams will be a thing. I guarantee that there are going to be big blockbuster names that pay people to study a market. And I think I support that. I do. I just don't think that I will ever be in a position like that, because no money is going to wean me over to go work for a company to pump shit up because they think that it's good or you think that it's good. I think I guess what I'm saying, that was a little confusing there. What I'm saying is what Corey was saying is you're going to have these big influence teams that come in and pay people just to be influencers. You'll never catch me on that. I'll take an influencer job on teams that I trust, and I will continue to do that. No price tag is going to get me to go over to some Walmart brand and come in here and pump whatever in your face. I'm going to continue to like what I love and continue to pump what I love. And it's funny. I don't pump anything for income. I pump everything because I fucking like it. That's what people have to take from me.
I don't pump anything except for stuff that I believe in, and most of the stuff that I believe in, I'm involved in. So I kind of get that. It's two completely different things, but just because you're buying shit doesn't mean you're pumping something, right? It's a really important aspect to make. I think, people need to know where to find you. And I think the thing about you is, I said this before, but I want to explain it a little bit. You're a real person. And I think if everyone came into your stream and just said, oh, Burst is great, we love Burst, we're going to do whatever Burst says, you would be like, dude, can you think about shit for a minute? You're not that type of person, right? You're a very analytical type of person. You don't necessarily have to like all of the art or all of the projects that Burst supports, but you should definitely tune into his streams, because in a way, it's a breath of fresh air. You don't sugarcoat shit. You're not selling out like you two to Apple or whatever the fuck happened with that.
What's funny? This is the second time I've heard this week in the crypto space. They've related to that shitty ass U2 song that's on your fucking phone. Let me go see where it is. It's somewhere. That's the second time.
No, but you make a really valid point, right? And one of my favorite things that I said that I've ever heard you say was on our roundtable last week when you said, the NFTs might offer me the possibility to buy a house someday. I won't go into there's more lovable details to that story, but I'll just say that for now, like for your mom and for your family and for your friends, right? Like you have the ability now through NFTs to be able to do this, but you're not shilling shit for money. And that to me is an amazing thing to be able to say and to be able to do, right? Like, and for the artists that you're supporting, for these people that like are, collaborating with you, for people like John and Richie who are putting their heart and soul, and I'm sure there's others as well, but those are the ones that I know, into this to like bring people like amazing artwork and release a series that has meaning and give that value back to the community who has supported them. I think that there's not a lot of projects that are doing things that way. And like when we can support,
sincere.
Yeah. So when we can support projects like that support real world artists, I think that's like what we need to do as influencers in the space. And so I really want to, drive this home. If you don't know about Burst and this is your first time to find out about him, go and follow his streams, check him out, listen to what he has to say, give him 5 strikes. If he says 5 things that you don't like, I will be actually really surprised. If he says 1 or 2, I'm totally on board. But in the end, if you listen to it through, you'll get some knowledge and some wisdom.
I've had some people leave. I've dealt with some tough people in the crowd. I've had guys come in and go, why do you say it like that? I'm like, because I have everything that I've seen or understood in the space from being here early. Like, I'm really bad at granting people second chances, and sometimes I need to be better than that. But I know that the world, second chances come more consistent than maliciousness. You know what I mean? People would rather just be malicious and they would get 10, 20, 30 second chances from people and they still wouldn't change. Money is a big problem for that right now in this world. Money is a big thing. And I guess like a long-term goal for me, I mean well. I might call you a piece of shit. I might call you an asshole, but I mean well. And it's only because I care about everybody. And to go a little bit more onto what, the long-term visions are, I know I'm getting a house from NFT money. No problem. The bonus is getting my mom a house for sure. But I also have certain things like I'm Aboriginal. I'm half Aboriginal. My mother is Cree. What I want to do, this is a long-term goal, and I'm going to try to do it with my NFT money, is go reserve to reserve in Canada. And I'm going to sponsor youth Aboriginal gaming teams and use the NFT space to move these guys better in life and just make them happy and give them a paycheck, let them go play fucking video games, pull them out of those dark places on the reserve. Because number one thing in North America for death, suicide rates and drug use is Aboriginal youth. And this was like 5 years ago. It might have changed now, but I know Aboriginal youth struggle. And I want to take my NFT money and, make cool things out of it. And one of those things, a youth.
Well, and I'll give you one more, right? Like to anyone out here who might not understand the situation. Money is part of it, but it's only like a fraction of it as well. Because a lot of these people, they're cooped up in reservations and they've got no will for life. They've got no meaning really to be able to go forward, right? They're told that they're shit. They're told that like, oh, we give you this for free because you were here first. And it's a really bullshit situation. So being able to empower those people to make their own livelihood out of something that they do with creating like art, bringing their Aboriginal art to the stream, doing gaming and stuff like that. Like, I think that's a really noble cause to stand behind, and I 100% support that Burst. So that's awesome that you're going to do that.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. Like, I guess like reserves are tough because some people see it. Oh, the government's been giving them money. Yes, we can go back 100 years and say, look, because of what happened, they are who they are today. And I totally agree with some of that. But a lot of the management out on these reserves is piss poor as well.
Oh, it's worse.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's really bad.
This management on these reserves is piss poor as well. Yeah. And they kind of have a little like, a little diplomacy for the money and where it goes.
Yeah.
If you're in the family, you're going to get some of the money. If you're not, so I guess I might be getting some of my facts wrong, but I'm from a reserve where we're all Cree. We're all fucking Cree, but they've split them into 4. One's rich, one's poor, and they're killing each other. Like,
are
what
you
the
India?
fuck?
God damn it!
You know what I mean? Though, like, how the fuck? And it's all the management, and yes, it all is from the seed that happened 100 years ago. I don't discredit that, but at what point in time do you grab life by the fucking balls and guide your people to the light? There are a lot of reserves that do that. There's a few reserves in BC, a few reserves in Quebec and Ontario. They're doing great. But then there are a few reserves that they can't even get their fucking people drinking water. Like, what the fuck? That's the first reserve I'm going to get my team put together.
Right.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, I went to school in Thunder Bay, and if you don't know Thunder Bay, like Thunder Bay was like it's a massive, you know, they've got one of the biggest Aboriginal rights programs in Canada, maybe shy of like what's happening in BC and the West Coast, but like it's a serious problem, and not only that, it's like a serious untapped talent that we have as Canadians in general.
Totally.
Right.
I think that's a lot of the problems with, like, because a lot of these countries will put their financials into sports. So like you look at something like China, they're at the Paralympic Games, they're fucking killing everybody else in the medal count. Well, yes, they do have more people, but they're also putting more money into their sports. How many kids are talented on these reserves that just get discredited because sports isn't really a thing in Canada, and all of our focus is in other things for people, which I get. You got to pick and choose, but we're leaving a lot of talent out on reserves. And if I can take that to gaming, I'll do that. And I'd love to.
Well, I've always said, like, as well, like, one of the beauties about NFTs and art and melding the two is, like, for the first time in history, we can go to places like Africa. We can go to places and like pull this art that gets sold at 100 yen stores because these people are like extremely undervalued and unappreciated, but like extend that to like Aboriginal rights that, you know, Aboriginal communities that are in Canada, in New Zealand, in Australia, and look at like the fact that like these people have been creating like some really amazing art, like for generations, and they've never been able to be recognized, right? And look at it from another perspective, where like a lot of Americans, especially Americans, will say, "Oh, you know, cryptocurrency allows us." We had this with Uplift Art. With Uplift Nation before it ported into Uplift Art. Cryptocurrency allows us to go and like, you know, support people from other parts of the world. You know, shout out to ES Detroit, whether you like them or not. But one of the things that I really respect about them is they're actually trying to like fix the economy in Detroit that they're utilizing, right? Because they're recognizing the fact that like all charity doesn't have to be beyond your borders. There's fringe cases in America where there's a lot of people living below the poverty line. Same thing with Canada. A lot of these Aboriginal communities, yes, they don't have to pay taxes. Yes, they get free healthcare, but they're basically locked up. The job opportunities are taken away from them. Their creative ability is taken away from them. They're put into these educational systems that are so focused on, you know, being on the reservation and in their own mindset that they can't bridge out and beyond. And I think cryptocurrency, the ability to create that art, the ability to bring the culture to the world and have a new sense of appreciation from people who will look at it and say, hey, this is really cool shit. Like, I just bought this on the blockchain, really has the ability to empower and change lives. So I think, like, yeah, for me, I'm whenever these people launch, come back, and I want to show the shit out of it because I believe in projects like that.
For sure. This is a long-term goal, and I'd like to get it in the works in the next couple of years and see if I can do a little burst of energy tour, a little Atomic Kings tour, and go pick some kids out and craft some teams and let them send them on their merry way. They can fucking go play some video games and make some money.
Nice. I have one more. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Attach NFTs to that too, right? Like, by the way, we have these sweet NFTs for the people that lost to us today. We'll just send them over to you as a reminder, you know. But, you know, you can attach NFTs to your gaming team, which is fucking really cool. You know, you'll have your sponsors with NFTs in time. You know, that's the cool thing. These kids will be playing games, and I could see the NFT sponsorships going on a banner around their screens or in the background and stuff like that. There's just so fucking much that you can do with this space that I just love it. And I want to give as many people as I can the opportunity to come in and enjoy it.
Yeah, one of my jobs today, is working at a high school. And I'm working at a high school, and these kids are writing speech contests and speeches for a contest. And one of the kids was working on something about esports today, which I thought was quite funny. And he was talking about esports. These are like English as a second learner kids, so they're not that good. But he just said, like, some people say, esports is unhealthy. And I think if balance we can be good, right? Like these are kids who don't speak English. And I sat down and I wrote them a half paragraph and I'm like, okay, you need to go home and you need to read this. But honestly, like the people who are criticizing esports as not being healthy, and they're the same people who are saying, get a full-time job working 18 hours a day as a salaryman in an office where you have no freedom.
You're doing the same fucking thing.
You're doing the same fucking thing, right? You're doing it for the man, right?
The cool thing about the cool thing about video games and your regular job. So kids who are getting paid to play video games, they're getting paid to be creative with their minds. You know what I mean? Billy heading into the office in the cubicle sitting across from Mark, he's not getting paid to be creative. Right. He's getting paid to do his fucking job.
Well, and it's not even do his job. It's like dumb down all his sensibilities, take every, thought of freedom and anticipation and, inspiration that he might actually do something creative with, bury it deep down to sit in front of an office screen and say, yes, sir, thank you. I mean, I encourage you all to rewind the stream. I don't know how long it's been. I'm guessing 30 minutes to when Burst actually brought this up just before Corey left about not keeping his mouth shut, which is very commendable because not all people have that option. But when you live in a society that basically, throws you under the bus and believes that just because, they had friends and NFTs and our artistry and these things that we're involved in really allow us a way out. And I'm really happy that there are people like you here to recognize that and support the people who are doing amazing things.
Let's peek that picture Sean's doing, and then I gotta bounce.
So I was just. I have it up on the screen. I was just gonna say I gotta go too. But before you go, I've never seen you without a hat on. Shout out to the Expos hat. If you don't know, but yeah, this is the cool Burst photo. Sean spelled it wrong. He spelled it COLL. I'm not really sure what cold burst means, but I would say that this is pretty cool. Dude, so yeah.
Sean, I thought you were gonna troll me with some. Dude, I just got some butterflies. I'm so stoked. I've been trying to get in with the Finny guys. Just keep rolling with them. They're good shit.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, Sean.
Yeah, sounds good. We're stoked to have you on another episode of Creating Beyond. I know you have bigger and better things to do with your day, like research that you're already behind on, and I have to let you go. But yeah, please come back anytime.
For sure,
you're always welcome, mate.
For sure, I ain't doing any more streams till Friday. I'm taking it easy now. I got to catch up on some things. So
nice. And yeah, like I said, Corey and I would love to come on your
fucking sometime. Okay, for sure. For sure, I'll talk to John. That's a for sure. As long as next Friday's good, but if not, we'll pick one out.
So below, there's the Twitter stream, the Twitch stream. Go check it out. Listen to Burst. Get yourself some Burst. You won't regret it. And that's it for today. We'll all see you guys tomorrow, I guess.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming, and later. That's